Good morning. This is on. Such is the nature of life that all it asks and all it wants is the opportunity to appear. And you are that opportunity, and so am I, and so it is. Welcome, everyone, to CSL Midtown, coming to you this morning from Atlanta, Georgia. We are so glad that you have joined us today, and we welcome all people, no matter who you are or where you are in your life. We welcome those who are listening online, either live or on a recording. And we, of course, welcome all who are here in person for our first Sunday of the month in-person service. Our center reflects the wonderful diversity of life. And we are just so happy that we know that whatever path brought you here today, that this is your right place and this is your right time. We know that you are an individual expression of the divine life in which we all live. And you are welcome to participate here today and to become a part of this community. Whether you can come in person and live in this area, this relatively large area of Metro Atlanta, or if you can come online, we welcome you to participate and become really connected to our community. We hope that those who are watching the broadcast on social media will like and share this with your friends. And now, for a better understanding of who we are and what we teach, let's listen to the Declaration of Principles as written by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, with a little help from AI.
A few of the Declaration of Principles we live by.
I believe in one God, one absolute power, and first cause to all things.
I believe that this power is perfect love, and it creates out of a desire to express love.
I believe all thought is creative, and how I choose to think creates my personal experience.
I believe in the unity of all life, and the immortality of the individual soul forever unfolding.
I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of God to all.
And so it is.
So grateful. All right. A practitioner, we have a few of them in our center, is someone who's had a lot of training, taken a lot of classes, and has demonstrated the ability to change their own life and the lives of others as requested. And today we have my friend and fellow practitioner, Maya Fuller. Welcome, Maya. Well, Diego, Vance.
Hi. Hi, good morning. Thank you, Judy. Good morning, CSL Midtown. Welcome to the first Sunday in November. Our theme for November is loving the unlikable. And this week's focus is decoding unlikability. When I first saw these topic titles, it instantly hit me that when we really think metaphysically about this, everything comes down to what we really think and believe about life, and more specifically, what we really think and believe deep down about ourselves. We in Science of Mind know that consciousness is all there is. Everything I see in the world, every person, every situation, even what shows up in my body, is a projection of my own consciousness. My life is the outpicturing of my predominant thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Like Ernest Holmes says, life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. So yes, it's almost as if the world around us is a hologram of our own inner vibration expressed outwardly. Now, when we talk about loving the unlikable, that means the people, situations, and circumstances that rub us the wrong way, right? Those moments when we want to turn away, judge, or separate. But the thing is that every time I'm triggered by what I call unlikable, life is showing me a mirror of my own unaccepted self, the parts of me that I'm not accepting. My Science of Mind practitioner teacher, Reverend Dr. Alma Stevens, always taught about how important it is to love and accept yourself. The main practice she teaches is to tell yourself you love yourself 5,000 times a day. because radical self-acceptance and self-love are the foundation for loving anyone else. How can I give what I don't have? Like the airlines say, put on your own oxygen mask first. So when someone feels unlikable to me, that's my opportunity to practice. Because the moment I send out thoughts of dislike, I'm really sending that vibration back to myself, just like a boomerang. And then what happens? I continue to experience more of the same feeling, being unliked, being judged, being separate. That's why the practice is to shift my focus, to look for what's good, to see God in all. Because whatever I focus on expands. If I keep my attention on what's wrong, I'll get more of that. But if I focus on what's right, I will magnetize more good. That is that whole concept of the law of attraction. And scripture tells us exactly how to do that. In Philippians 4, verse 8, it says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. And another scripture reminds us, it's 1 Corinthians 13, it says, if I speak in the tongues of mortals and of angels, but I do not have love, I'm a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. I'm just making noise. And now faith, hope, and love abide. All these three, we know that faith, hope, and love are so important, but the greatest of these things is love. Love then is not just an emotion. It's the divine idea of oneness in the mind of God. The Universal Foundation for Better Living, which is an international association of New Thought churches and centers and study groups that was founded in 1974 by Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman. It defines love as the idea and divine mind of universal oneness. So when I remember that oneness, I realize that everything of God is expressing as me, through me, around me. If God is perfect, and God is, then everything God expresses is perfect in its essence. So if I find something unlikable, that means I'm looking at it through limited error thinking. My perception is what needs healing. Ernest Holmes says, there's a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. And Charles Hannell, another prolific New Thought writer, wrote that thought is the spiritual power of the cosmos operating through its creature, man. So when my thoughts return to love, I align with that power for good. Our job as conscious beings is to overcome the old negativity bias that we tend to live off of, that habit of seeing what's wrong first, and rise into spiritual awareness where we call it all good and see it all good and know that it's all God. The truth is there's only one life. That's our basic premise throughout New Thought. There's one life, and that life is God. And that life is my life now. And as I accept myself, as I love myself, as I honor myself, I begin to love from my overflow, from that fullness, compassion, and understanding that naturally will flow from me onto others. So we practice. I love myself. I accept myself. I approve of myself. I honor myself. I appreciate myself. I am that I am. And when we truly believe that, the unlikable dissolves because we're no longer seeing through the lens of separation. We're seeing through the eyes of God. Now let's move into spiritual mind treatment that will help us know this deep truth for ourselves. So wherever you are, I invite you to take a moment to settle into your seats. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Take a deep breath and actually feel your breath. Feel your breath as a gentle rhythm of life moving through you. This life is an embodied experience. This spiritual life that we have is an embodied experience. Let's feel that as we allow ourselves to become still and open. And I know that there is one life, one presence, one power, God, the good, infinite good, expressing as all there is. The presence is love itself, pure and perfect, the essence of oneness. I know that this one life is my life now. I am one with the infinite presence, one with divine mind, one with the love that created all things. There is no separation, no division. Only God expressing as me, as you, as all creation. I know that the light of spirit reveals the truth of love in every being and every situation. When my human eyes once saw unlikability, my spiritual eyes now see the divine pattern of perfection. So I release all judgments, all resistance, all openness to what I don't want. And I open myself to compassion, understanding, and grace, knowing that everything is God in expression. I affirm that my thoughts are creative and that I now choose thoughts of love, appreciation, and peace. I see through the illusion of separation into the eternal reality of oneness. I love myself completely. I accept myself fully. I honor the divine in me, and that makes it easy to do the same for everyone I meet. And I'm grateful. Grateful for this awareness, grateful for the transformation that love brings, grateful for the truth that sets me free. So knowing that these words are laws unto themselves, I release them into the perfect law of mind, which always says yes. So I let go and I let God be everywhere present. And so it is.
Us to Thanksgiving, right? And being grateful. So it's perfect. Well, this morning we have a wonderful treat. Our speaker is Reverend Jean Bell, and she serves as minister at the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta over the last 12 years. And she's also a practitioner, of course, a board member, education director, and bookkeeper there. And she comes originally from Brooklyn, New York. And she's lived across the country and many places. She lives right now in Stone Mountain, Georgia, with her wife. And so we just welcome her, and she's been here before, so she's no stranger to us. So, Jean, come on up, and we were so looking forward to your message today.
Good morning, everyone. I am grateful. You ever just wake up some morning and you go, oh, I got this ache. Oh, the dog wants to go out. I'm not ready to get up. And then you stop and you catch yourself and you say, oh, wait, I am grateful just to be alive. You know, for many of us, the month of November, we celebrate Thanksgiving, we celebrate Friendsgiving with our family and our friends. And as that day approaches, we start to think about all the people and things that we are grateful for. I believe that most of us here, or those viewing, probably have some type of gratitude practice, right? So I want you to humor me. I want to do a gratitude exercise with you. I promise it won't take long. If you will, close your eyes. And for those live streaming, I would like you to participate. Only close your eyes, though, if it's safe to do so. Now, I want you to think about someone in your life that you are very grateful for. It could be a spouse, a close friend, a relative, someone so significant to you. And I want you to feel the gratitude that you have for them. Don't just think about them, but I want you to feel that gratitude. What does that feel like to you? I want you to feel it in your mind, feel it in your body temple. For me, I'll give you an example. Gratitude is akin to joyful appreciation, even loving kindness towards that person. For me, it feels warm, loving, comforting. But however you may feel it, allow yourself to fully come into that feeling tone. Do you feel it? Raise your hands if you do. Do you feel it? For those viewing, write in the chat when you are in that space, in that heart space. Now I want you to keep your eyes closed and continue to be in the feeling tone of gratitude. Now think of someone that might have angered you or disappointed you. And you might still feel that way about them. For me, disappointment feels sad, and anger, it could be either aggravation or irritation. Now, I want you to feel both that gratitude and anger at the same time. And if you're honest with yourself, you can't. Open your eyes now. If you're honest with yourself, you can't. You can't feel the warmth and the love and the joy of gratitude and anger or disappointment and sadness at the same time. Why is that? Rhetorical. Because gratitude and anger are not on the same vibratory frequencies. Gratitude is often described as a high frequency emotion, estimated at around 540 hertz. And anger is associated with a low frequency emotion with a vibration estimated around 150 hertz. So you might ask, why is it important from a metaphysical perspective to talk about frequencies and hertz? Well, it's important because we all want to live a happy and healthy and abundant life. And good health is nothing more than our cells vibrating and our energy systems vibrating at the rate that they were designed to vibrate at in harmony with each other. So it's important to know that spiritual tools that we can use, such as gratitude, can bring us into alignment with what our spiritual prototype has always meant to be. We find in the Science of Mind glossary, the thing that makes us sick is the thing which heals us. We need not look for the law of sickness and the law of health, because there is only one law. Our misuse of this makes it appear as if there are many laws. Whatever we think, believe in, feel, visualize, impress us at all. Whether we read it, talk about it, all these processes are going into the subjective state of our thought. which is our individualized use of universal mind. Scientific research has shown that humans can become ill by their psychosomatic ruminations, their thoughts and feelings that they constantly think and come to believe to be true. Now, New Thought Ageless Wisdom has told us this before the advent of quantum physics and modern science. Nothing in the universe rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Not just our physical being, but our thoughts, our feelings, emotions, they all have a vibratory frequency. Our words have a vibratory frequency. I walked you through the exercise to demonstrate to you that when you put your mental attention on a thought, feeling, emotion, in this case, gratitude, you can bring it forth into your present state of being. And most of you raised your hand, signaling that you felt gratitude within yourself, just by thinking of someone that you're grateful for. Then you experience the high vibration, that high frequency that the emotion gratitude emits. You control your own mental atmosphere. You have the power to change your thoughts, your feelings. You have the power to change your life. And the powerful transformative spiritual practice of gratitude can help you with training our thoughts in a positive way. You see, gratitude is more than just a fleeting feeling of thankfulness. It is a profound practice rooted in the principle of creation. At its core, gratitude means recognizing and celebrating life, the gift of life itself. As a creative force, gratitude transforms our perspective, guiding us to see every moment, even our challenges and blessings, as a part of life-affirming process. When we approach life through the lens of gratitude, we participate actively in creation, shaping our experiences and drawing in more positivity. Gratitude. Practicing gratitude invites us to view existence as fundamentally good. Have you ever met someone and they just seem to have such a negative viewpoint on life that they don't trust anyone? They don't believe that people are inherently good. But for us as metaphysicians, even if we're just being introduced to this philosophy, we know that our very existence is life, and that life is spirit, and that life is good. So rather than focusing on lack or what's missing, gratitude encourages us to acknowledge the abundance, the joy that's already present. This attitude shifts the attention to beauty, kindness, and opportunities that surround us every day. Infinite possibilities. By affirming life in this way, we open ourselves to a greater joy and fulfillment, fostering an environment where goodness can multiply. I think all of us know that when you meet someone and they just radiate love and goodness, you feel better about yourself, even if you were in a bad mood, or even if you were just vibrating at a neutral level. You're like, ooh, I want to stand next to them and rub on them a bit, see what they got going. Well, while gratitude can spark those feelings of happiness and appreciation, its true power lies in the role as an attitude, a chosen state of mind. Adopting gratitude as an outlook means intentionally seeking the good, even when circumstances are rough. I was at Toco Hills this Wednesday and it was raining, and I had on one of those puffer jackets. I had on a raincoat hoodie, and I had an umbrella, and I was helping with registration. And the umbrella kept getting in the way, so I tossed the umbrella, and I knew eventually my rain jacket was going to eventually soak all the way through. But I didn't care. There were hundreds of cars, and those individuals were coming for food. Toco Hills Community Alliance gives away food to those that are in need. And those individuals wait sometimes an hour or more in their car just to get up to registration, just to get along the line to get their box of food. Tempers were not necessarily the best. It was a gray day, and some people felt the way we were distributing the line was not necessarily fair to them, not realizing it was. They just couldn't see that. So when I got to the car to get the ID, I met some, testy little attitudes. Why is it taking so long? What's going on? Why is that car going before me? So what do you say to that? Here I am soaking wet. Here I am cold. Could I give that attitude back? I probably could have. But instead, what I did was I apologized for the delay. I said, we're doing the best that we can, and I'll make sure that we'll speed it up just for you. I changed my attitude, and I told them that I was grateful that they were here. I gave them love. And do you know what happened? As I moved on to the next car and the next car, I still had to pass some of those same people. They rolled down their windows and they said, I'm sorry. I'm tired. The baby in the back, she's getting on my nerves. The dog in the front, I'm just tired. I smiled at them and I said, I have nothing but love for you. I kept my attitude. As cold as I was, as wet as I was, I kept the attitude of gratitude. Why? Because I practice it every day. There was one point I was going to go, I caught myself. I did. Because I have the privilege of helping them, of serving them. I don't need the food that's offered there, but I need to be of service. I need to be of Spirit's hands. I need to be Spirit's voice. I need to be Spirit's light. And by practicing gratitude, I can do that. Adopting gratitude as an outlook means intentionally seeking the good, even when circumstances are rough. It's about maintaining faith in the creative process of life, maintaining faith in the indwelling Spirit, trusting that every experience, positive or negative, has meaning and potential for growth. When we choose gratitude, we empower ourselves to find hope, strength, and possibility in every situation. And not even just from a metaphysical point of view, gratitude also buoys up our health. A remarkable effect of gratitude is its ability to attract and amplify goodness. When we actively look for the positive aspects of our life, we begin to notice more of them. We start to see demonstrations that we didn't even ask for, more to appreciate. Gratitude, it's a magnet. It draws in joy, love, and success. And those health benefits, oh my goodness, they tell us that 35% of the individuals that practice gratitude daily can actually lower their blood pressure. Isn't that amazing? and get better quality of sleep. Lord knows I need a good night's rest. I have an elderly dog, and he goes to the bathroom a lot. I love him, though. He's my guy. So, by embracing gratitude, it's not only for our present blessings, but also for our future possibilities. We cultivate a mindset that nurtures patience and hope. This forward-looking form of gratitude embodies us to move through uncertainty with grace. I think all of us probably know that these times that we live in has brought a lot of uncertainty to a lot of people. Maybe not necessarily us, but that's our opportunity to have compassion, to have patience and understanding. Knowing that in every action and intention, we get to plant a seed, whether that seed be abundance, joy, something that we plant is not necessarily going to spring forth immediately. But when we have gratitude, we know that it is creating space for growth, fulfillment, and unexpected joys to enter our life. Practice gratitude in advance as if our desires have already manifested. It strengthens our belief in the creative principle. It allows us to move through life with courage and optimism, inviting possibilities into our reality. The master teacher Jesus, he once said so many thousands of years ago, when you pray for something, you should believe you already have received it in the spiritual realm, and it will become yours. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit Philosophy, in the Science of Mind book, he commented on this verse that I just read, and he said, when we pray, we are to believe that we have. We are surrounded by a universal law which is creative. It moves from the thought to the thing. Unless there is first an image, it cannot move, for there would be nothing for it to move toward. Prayer, which is a mental act, must accept its own answer as an image in mind before the divine energies can play upon it and make it productive. So, in our practicing gratitude in advance, it is akin to planting a seed in the creative process, which we call the universal law, which is the main principle of science and mind treatments, spiritual mind treatments, also known as affirmative prayer. I talked about gratitude helping with our stress levels and our blood pressure, and as well as getting better sleep. But did you know that it also has an effect on our brain by enhancing happiness and a sense of connection? Engaging in gratitude actually activates the frontal cortex, which supports improved focus and emotional regulation. Who wouldn't want more of that? I know sometimes I walk in a room and I'm like, why am I here? Oh, I have to go back out to remember why I came in the room in the first time. I mean, like, really? But the more you practice that gratitude, the more focus. And so sometimes I could just stand there. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. I don't have to go all the way back. And some of the ways that we can cultivate gratitude daily, and we should do it daily. Gratitude journal. How many has a gratitude journal? Oh, not many. Okay. Let's get those journals out. Let's get one. I like journals. I have about 20 that has nothing in it. So if you need one, just see me. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. Just 3 things. And you know, when I was reading and researching gratitude, it says it's better to have gratitude for a person than things. Although you can do the things as well. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my car. I'm grateful for all those things that are beneficial to my life and make my life easy. But when you practice gratitude for a person, it seems somehow your frontal cortex lights up even more, the researchers say. So find that person in your life that you're so grateful for. And if you can't, if you only get two, then pick the car or whatever makes you happy. This practice trains your mind to focus on the good. That's what a gratitude journal is all about. By picking 3 things, it helps you focus on the good. Express appreciation to others. Maya, if you're listening, I want to express appreciation for your wonderful spiritual mind treatment. It was beautiful, and it helped center us all. Thank those around you, Judy, Vance, all of you, for being here. Thank those around you, whether for big favors, but for every little act of kindness. It spreads positivity and strengthens relationships. And make sure it's heartfelt. Practice mindful awareness. Pause regularly to notice the beauty in your surroundings. Go outside. Stand outside and just admire the changings of the leaves and the winds blowing. Admire the birds. I do that every day. Even have gratitude for your challenges because they help you grow. When things are rough or seem difficult, ask yourself, what good is this? How can I grow from this? How can I incorporate a spiritual practice because of it? And how can I transform it? Visualize positive outcomes. Imagine your goals and dreams are already realized and feel grateful as if they are present now. Reframe difficult situations. Look for lessons and hidden blessings. Embracing gratitude as the practice of the principle of creation transforms our lives. It helps us overcome doubt. It magnifies the good. And it reminds us to have faith in what's possible. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into extraordinary ones and opens the door to happiness, resilience, and abundance. By making gratitude a daily habit, we become creators of our own joy, celebrating life and inviting even more to be grateful for. Know this with me. There's just one power in this universe, one source, one divine substance that is truly back of all things. And you and I live, move, and have our being in it. We can never get away from it. So we might as well just dive in and use that creative process to make our lives grand. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Jean. All right. What an awesome talk. And perfect for the month of Thanksgiving. So I've got our New Minister Sacred Covenant Easy Prayer, which you can download from our website. And you can read it with me now. There's one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. And knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know the highest purpose of my new minister is to express spirit, I therefore know that my new minister is a revelation of spirit as principle. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by God. For it is written, principle is not bound by precedent. It operates according to law and is always available to those who are willing to align themselves with it. As I stand in alignment with my beloved community, I see my new minister before me as inspiring spiritual oneness through wisdom, love, and authenticity. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself. For I am inspired to live as love in the expression of principle. I am awakening the wisdom within me by clearly communicating the principles of universal truth. I am a conduit of divine love, wisdom, and healing energy, recognizing the inherent wholeness within all beings. I'm offering teachings, classes, and mystical studies grounded in spiritual principles to cultivate inner wisdom, personal transformation, and empowered living. I'm extending the love, compassion, and transformative power of spirit into the wider community, fostering connections that heal, uplift, and support individuals in their unique journeys. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that they will be revealed in a way that will express spirit and serve the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. I'm grateful. God is gracious, and so it is. And now it's time for our conscious giving and our affirmation for prosperity. There's a basket in the back for anybody in the room, and there is the QR code, or you can go to cslmidtown.org/donate and contribute there as well. So if you will, say with me our affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. So we have a couple of announcements. We've got who our speaker is next week. There we go. Ron and Becky Fox. Awesome. So that will be good. So they'll be online next week with us. So we're online the rest of the month and back the first Sunday in December. If you want to study more, do more, dive a little deeper, the adult study group meets at 10 a.m. prior to the service on Zoom. So you can go to the Zoom link on the website, cslmidtown.org, scroll down the Zoom link, click on that, put in the passcode, join them at 10 a.m. And we are grateful for everybody that participated in the auction. It was quite an endeavor, and we learned a lot. And I want to thank Lynn especially for all of her hard work. So thank you, everybody, for participating in that. Now, let's do our affirmation of life. I leave this place now knowing something better than I knew before. I go forth into the world with a heart full of love and a mind full of good sense. I look at the world in a greater way, knowing that I have within me everything I need to create the life I desire. I give thanks for this understanding, and I am grateful for the spirit of life that lives through me, and so it is. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.